Hey everybody, Neil here from Post to Post. It's Friday. That means Jersey Concepts on the channel, my favorite day of the week. A good way to start the weekend. The series today is called Minimalist. Jamie is the designer. We've looked at his work in the past. We're going to look at it again here today. So Minimalist is what he's titled this series. 32 NHL jerseys. So you and I will react to these together. I've not seen them. I just see file names. So let's bring them up and let's take a peek. So the first one coming up is going to be Anaheim based on abbreviation. Let's bring it up. And there we go. Well, that is surely Minimalist. The logo, it's okay. You know, it's okay. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just it's very different. I feel like maybe something's missing, but at the same time, maybe not. Maybe not. This is, I think, a good interpretation of minimalism here with this logo. It does fit the rest of the jersey. We see this slanted colorization at the bottom of the jersey, which Anaheim does. But what I think is the most interesting part of this jersey, which has nothing to do with probably the minimalist, I guess, thematic of the whole thing, is the numbers. Those are really interesting numbers. I think I don't think I've ever seen anything like that from Anaheim for any concepts, or obviously anything that they've designed, at least to my memory. Not quite like that. So I think those numbers are really interestingly executed. I like them a lot. Good start. Okay, next, Boston Bruins. This one's probably an easy one for good reason. It's an original 6 team. If you look back on their history, a lot of their original designs, not all of them, but a lot of them, were by nature minimalist. That's just how things were back then. They didn't really take any risks. They really played it safe with a lot of design and logos and stuff. So this is exactly what it should be for a minimalist. You know, if hypothetically this series did exist and maybe Fanatics did it, this is probably exactly what the Boston Bruins should do. So Jamie's right on the money here. Next, the Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, I think again here it feels a little bit void because there's nothing. You know, we're missing some stripes here. There's nothing on the shoulders. It's very, very plain, but it does really fit in with what Jamie's going for here in this series. I don't feel like anything's missing. It does just feel minimal. So I think another good design here. Next, the Hurricanes. I think I feel, like on this one specifically, I think I feel like something's missing from the logo. I think it was Reebok that made like the black ice jerseys, or I can't remember exactly what they were called. I don't think they were worn during any games. I think it was just like a warm-up jersey or just for the fans or, you know, retail or whatever. And this reminds me of that a little bit. If I can find a picture online, I'll pop it up on the screen so you can see an example. But this gives me that vibes. I think the rest of the jerseys definitely minimal, but I'm not so much sure on the logo. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that one. Next, the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's a pretty cool jersey, actually. Regardless of series, that's minimal jersey, well executed jersey. The cannon is on there without the backing circle or encasement. It's just the cannon and perfectly stroked outline as well. The red is not too thick. It's not too thin. It's not distracting. It's the perfect thickness there around that. So really, really good execution on the logo. Yeah, jersey's pretty cool. I like it a lot, actually. Maybe my favorite so far. I think it really embodies minimalism. Calgary. Okay, this is almost immediately a miss for me, kind of like for the Hurricane reason. I feel like something's missing. Obviously, that's Blasty. Okay, you can see the eyes. You can see the flames coming out of the nose. Bit of the teeth, and whatever. But it just feels like something's missing. Now, I can, on my screen, I think I can make out the head. Let me just change screens here. I actually can't see it on that screen at all. I can only see it on this screen, so not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but I can see the outline of the head. It's just, this one feels like it's missing something for me. If you weren't familiar with the Blasty logo, and you looked at this, you might say, what team is this? That kind of looks like, if I look off to the left and just look at my peripheral vision, it kind of looks like a Maple Leaf. Like, what team is this? Is this the Montreal Canadiens? Is it the Toronto Maple Leafs wearing red? Is it the Carolina Hurricanes, black and red? Is it Detroit? Is that a Devil? Like, I think you just need some more detail in the middle. It feels like it's missing something. Next, to Chicago Blackhawks. I've seen similar concepts to this, regardless of series. We see that logo, or that, those feathers pulled off the primary logo and just stuck on there. Not once have I ever, and to my memory, liked a concept that has gone this direction, for the simple fact that those don't look like feathers in that orientation on that location in the body. It looks like ties. Now, it's a little bit lower, and if it was up here, it would really look like a tie, but that's all I can see is just ties, little miniature ties all tied together and then stuck on the front. So I personally would just never be a fan of that logo as a primary on the front of jersey, at least oriented like that. Next, the Colorado Avalanche. I like the decision with all of the jersey. It's not symmetrical, but not in a bad way. Like if you look at the bottom, you think that as it dipped down on one side and went back up, it would dip down to the same horizontal level. It doesn't on this. That could be a bad thing. I don't personally see that. I don't mind that it's off-centered a little bit here. I'm okay with that. My issue is, I think, the logo. If you know what that logo is originally, you know what's supposed to be in the interior, and that once you know that, and once you remember that or realize that, it just doesn't work for me. I really feel like something's missing in the middle there. Maybe you change the interior blue to be the burgundy. Maybe that wouldn't look right. I have no idea, but right now it feels like something's missing. Dallas Stars. Yeah, I kind of feel maybe the same way, or maybe more so the logo just a little bit small. It feels squished. Now I know in that if you took the rest of the logo that has the star and everything, and it's a bit italicized or angled, the logo bridges or makes up that space. So that's really what we're missing. Now that we've removed that, it's almost like the D needs to like just get a little bit bigger. All right, let's move on. The Detroit Red Wings. I don't know. I kind of like I know that that's the wing off the Detroit Red Wings logo, but again, if you weren't familiar with the Red Wings and you looked at this team, is it a harp? Like it kind of has that harp kind of look. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this one either. Honestly, the logo's throwing me off a bit. The Oilers. Okay, I don't love it. I don't even know if I like the logo, but I think Jamie has nailed the minimalism of this. I think that's a no-brainer. I think that's what you have to do with this logo. If you're going to use this logo for the Edmonton Oilers in this series, this is the most logical thing to do for the Oilers with that logo. So I think Jamie made the right decision. I just don't like the logo that I feel like it needs something. I feel like it needs that circle around it, or it needs some kind of discoloration or other colorization in the background. It just feels, again, it feels like something's missing a little bit. Not so much minimalist, but that's more personal preference, I think, for the logo for me. I think a lot of people will like this jersey and like the logo, and I do think that Jamie made the right decision here. Okay, the Florida Panthers. This one is I like the idea and I like the direction, but it almost feels like a practice jersey. I think it's the striping that's giving me that vibes. It's just a really thin striping. It's almost all blue. Like it'd be different if like this section was red, or maybe the bottom of the sleeves was red, just to break up that blue. But it's just a lot of blue. It kind of looks like a practice jersey, but it's a cool idea for a logo. Next, the Kings. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty good jersey, but I kind of feel the same way as I do about Edmonton. I almost feel like again there needs to be just a little bit of outline or something around the letters. It almost bleeds into the background too much. This isn't. I don't know if this is like, to me, I don't know if that's minimalism. It's just I feel like it's missing something. Don't want to sound like a broken record. I say that all the time, but it's difficult when you look at a lot of jerseys in the video. Okay, Minnesota off-white I think is a good call. That does look good. Taking the interior of the logo and removing the animal aspect of it, keeping the trees, keeping the sun or moon, depending on how you perceive this logo, and keeping the star in there as well. I think this is okay. I'm just I'm looking at the red on the sleeves. I'm looking at the red up here. We've got no red at the bottom of the jersey, which maybe is okay, but there's no red in the logo. I almost kind of want to see some red in the logo somewhere. I'm just not sure where you'd put it, but cool idea. Next, the Montreal Canadiens. Ooh, absolutely. I do like this quite a bit. This is a really good executed minimalist jersey. You're taking the logo, which has 3 colors in it, and you're breaking it down into one, but it still really, really maintains the look of the Montreal Canadiens just in the logo. And then the rest of the jersey, well, that's a throwback to 1909, 1910, whatever it was when they wore a bit of blue back then. And I think this is pretty cool, actually. I do really like this. I think this is one of the best ones so far. Even though I'm a Canadiens fan, and I'm trying not to be, swayed there by that love for my Canadiens. I think objectively, this is a really good minimalist jersey. Next, the Devils. It's cool. It's cool, but kind of like Carolina, kind of like Calgary. I feel like maybe something's missing there. You almost need a little bit of outline, I think, with this one, but it's still a cool idea. Next, the National Predators. I personally not a fan of that one. Yeah, it I don't know. It's just a little bit awkward. I think of a shape with no other context. Like I know that that's a tooth, but would everyone know that that was a tooth? Is someone going to look at that and think, is that a horn? Is it a sperm? Like what is it? Like so, I think from that kind of lens, it needs something else. Like it is minimal, but it needs something else, I think. And next, the Islanders. Really good example of a minimalist jersey here. Simple striping, not just like the Florida one that had the two, which almost wasn't enough. This one's got four on each arm, maybe to represent how many cups that they've won. I'm not sure if he did that intentionally, but if he did, it's a good call. So that amount of striping is really good. The rest of the jersey's blue. Simple logo, so this one's good. The Rangers, absolutely minimalist. You've taken kind of the design of the Lady Liberty, different colors, their regular colors, and just did the NY on R on there. So as much as I hate letters on the front of jerseys, I actually really like the rest of this jersey design. I actually think this is one of the best Rangers concepts that I've seen probably in a while, minus the logo. I really like the rest of the jersey. I like how thick that the white stripe is. I'd like to see a different logo, like regardless of the series. I'd like to see a different logo on there. That would be a great prime. Like if they had the actual Shield logo on this, and this was their alternate jersey permanent, that would be cool. I would love that. Next, the Ottawa Senators. This one would be a miss for me. I mean, that's just kind of the tail of the head or whatever it is of the logo. I know it's that. You know it's that because you're watching this and you like the NHL. But is someone new to the league going to look at this and be like, what the heck is that? Like, is that a comb? Is it what is it? I have no idea what that is. So, again, I would just maybe it needs something else. You can't just, I don't think minimalism to me isn't just taking half of the logo or 90% of the logo or 80% and yeeting it out of there and just keeping the extra 20%. I don't think that's minimalist. You have to take a logo and you have to break down the components of it, and whether that's reducing the amount of colors that's in there, the amount of depth or bevel or shading or something, and flatten it, that's a minimalist approach. I don't think you can just delete half the logo or more than half the logo and just plop the rest on a jersey. To me, that's not really minimalism. So I think Jamie's hit the mark on perfectly on a lot of logos and jerseys in this series. But to me, this one is a complete miss. I think this one really misses the mark and doesn't go the direction that I think minimalism needs to go here. I got really confused. I'm not sure if you can see behind me, but right up there is an RCAF bag, Royal Canadian Air Force, and their logo and the RAF logo looks very similar to this, different colors, but very similar to this. And this also looks like an egg. So because it's got like the yolk in the middle, and it's round, you're losing the wing. So to me, this is I don't mind the approach. I like the rest of the jersey. I don't mind the approach of keeping that circular aspect of the logo in there a little bit, but I don't think you can do it with this color arrangement. I don't think you can do it with the white. You need something else in there because it just looks like an egg otherwise. Next, the Penguins. Okay, absolutely to the jersey. Like I think here's a really good example of taking a logo, stripping some aspects away, stripping some color away, but keeping the really good guts of it and putting that on a jersey and breaking down the colors and just having one or two. There's two colors here, black and white, and use a really good use of negative space with the actual primary color of the jersey, which is on my screen, it looks like a greenish yellow, almost like a clay. On my other screen, it does look a little bit more gold. I don't have perfectly calibrated monitors here, but I kind of like the way that it looks on this screen more than this screen. Less yellow and maybe more green, almost like a Gulf War Army kind of look, like a bit of tan almost. That's really cool. I like that a lot. I don't know if it was intentional. It's probably just my monitor, but I really like that. This is a very cool jersey. This is a really good example of minimalism. Next, the Seattle Kraken. That's kind of an interesting idea for the logo. I do feel like it's missing. However, with that said, you can see the tentacle, you can see the eye still in there, and it does still kind of make up the S. So I can see what he's doing here, but it wouldn't be my first choice for a logo for Seattle. But yeah, let's move on. The Sharks. Okay, this kind of lives in that territory of the Devils for me, the Calgary Flames. Immediately, I feel like something's missing from the logo. I can see the eyes of the shark, which is great. I can see the teeth. But at the same time, if I'm a new person, again, I don't know what creature this is. Is that a coyote? Is it a Tasmanian devil? Is it a fly? I have no idea what that is. It's kind of hard to tell. I just see a broken stick. So yeah, I think we just need something a little bit more in there. Next, the Blues. Yeah, okay, not too bad. I think the logo's okay. I would maybe just want to see a couple more notches on the right-hand side just to kind of point out that that's, I guess, this way if you're watching me, just to point out that maybe those are, like, that's an actual shape that's happening and kind of indenting. Other than that, it's pretty cool. Next, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Not enough. Not enough for me. I think I want a little bit more on the front, or maybe different striping, maybe some colorization down below on the bottom, like a white stripe or something. This one feels a little bit too empty to me, but it's not bad. Next, Toronto Maple Leafs. Yes, I'd say the same thing for this one. Maybe a white stripe at the bottom of the jersey. I'm just trying to think of what you could put there inside the logo to make it. You know what I would do? I would probably keep it exactly like this is right now. Add the white stripe along the bottom, but I think it was the Toronto Arena's the second jersey that they did in the Adidas years. It was almost minimalist. The logo almost blended in the background of the jersey. I would put Toronto Maple Leafs text in there as it is in the regular logo that they use now on this, but have it the exact same color as the jersey, but bevel it, like have it actually stitched on there, not a sublimation print. Have it actually raised up and beveled so you can feel it. I think that would be really cool. But it would hide it from a distance, but up close, you'd be able to see it. So that'd be a cool minimalist touch, I think. Next, I didn't even know what team this was for a second. The Utah Hockey Club with some mammoth tusks in there, possibly. And the tusks kind of make up a U for Utah, so that's kind of neat. I'm just wondering if you could work in a bit of a T in here. I don't think you could unless you wrap that other tusk in and around, but that wouldn't be super symmetrical. It would look a little bit weird, but yeah, it's all right. It almost kind of looks like a puck as well, like almost moving. So maybe there's that aspect there as well, but yeah, not bad. Vancouver Canucks, it's okay, but to me this is, again, kind of in line with the Calgary one and some of the others. It's almost, I feel like something's missing from this one, but I like the rest of the jersey colors, the striping with the big thick green stripe, that looks good. Okay, the Vegas Golden Knights. Yeah, I think this one's missing something too. I would almost, you see how that V is indented? It is indented in the actual logo, but if you could do that to the jersey and indent the logo almost like pressed into the material, and that's it, so you can see the outline of it because of the way that the light plays off of it and the light hits it. You'd see some of that edge work from that pressed in section. That would be cool. It would look like nothing from far away, maybe a little bit, but out close it would be so cool. So you can kind of see that represented here in this logo. I would almost lose the helmet, just put the V in there and just stamp it right into the jersey. I'm not even sure if that's physically possible, but I'd like to see it. Winnipeg. This is pretty minimal. Yeah, you're stripping out most of the logo, but keeping the jet. This is a good example of a minimalist jersey. I'm not sure if I love the shoulders, but yeah, it's good execution here. Then the Capitals. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of what you would do with the Capitals logo to make it minimalist. It's mostly text, so he's removed all of the text. He's kept the stars in there, the hockey stick, the puck. I guess technically this is a minimalist logo, but it's just very off, like it's off kiltered. It's not symmetrical. It's weighted wrong. It needs to be. Not that I'm a fan of the caps, like the nickname caps on the front of a jersey or whatever, but if you took the word caps, CAPS, kept the hockey stick where it is, removed the stars, and kind of put like the stars coming down and then the puck, that might make like a square kind of regular style logo, but it would still be a minimal version of the current logo because it has less letters. It's arranged a little bit differently. And you could kind of play around with the colors to make it have less depth as well. But yeah, I like the jersey. Like the rest of the jersey is pretty good. So my favorite, I think I know what it is actually. I want to give maybe I don't know what it is. I want to give a shout out to Pittsburgh because that one was really cool. I really like that one. I really like the Rangers one too, minus the logo. So the Rangers one's not going to be my favorite, but I really like the rest of the jersey. The Montreal Canadiens one was excellent. That's definitely in my top 3. I'm not sure about my number 1. The Columbus one was also excellent. Give an honorable shout out there. I think that Columbus one is beautiful actually. I'll do Montreal 3. I'll do Columbus 2. And we'll give number 1 to Pittsburgh if it was a different color. Like the shade's not perfect, but I think that's a really good, like if I'm thinking about the series Minimalist, that's a really good executed logo by Jamie. The size is perfect. It matches the general thickness of the stripes on the arms. You got some black down below as well at the bottom of the jersey. I think this would look great in a uniform. So this is my favorite. This is really good. Pittsburgh Penguins, really good jersey, Jamie. And some really good ones in here. Obviously, I was a little bit critical and harsh on some of them, but that's kind of the fun of it for me, going through these. It's all with love. It's constructive criticism. It's definitely not. I don't mean to bash or anything like that. I'm just giving constructive criticism as everyone else does down below in the comment section every week, and I hope that you guys continue to do that. If you've got a couple of minutes down below in the comment section, let me know the ones you liked, the ones you disliked. I'm sure Jamie wants to know as well. Feel free to leave some constructive criticism for him and some feedback. Good designers always take feedback, negative and positive, then they use it to get their designs better every time. And Jamie's been submitting work and posting it online for literally years. And the progress that Jamie has gone through from 4 years ago when he was posting on Twitter and I'd see the odd design and stuff to now is remarkable. His designs, he uses a pretty basic template, but design-wise, he's really made some huge strides. So he's an amateur designer in the community, and he's done some really good work. And I think that it's a really good example of having good ideas in your head and maybe not being able to execute them so well at the beginning, but then really working on that skill and stuff and really getting to the point where you can put something down on pen and paper digitally and come out with some pretty cool stuff. And if that's you, if you have a lot of ideas in your head and you want to get them down, but you just don't have the skills there, and but you're willing to work on it, go pick up a template. Go find one online. Maybe it's a free one you can find. If you've got a couple of dollars and you want to pay for one, there are some out there. I can help you save some money with one. It's the sportstemplates.net template. It's one of the highest quality hockey templates out there, if not the highest quality. If you use my code POSTEDPOST, you will save 10%. Most of the people who submit designs to the channel use this template or some other templates as well on sportstemplates.net. There are flat lay jersey designs, flat lay uniform. There's even NHL arena templates and other NHL ones as well, goalie masks, and there's some free ones too. So if you're just a beginner in the community or, a professional, go pick up some templates over there, and especially some of the free ones. Yeah, there's free ones over there too, and not just for hockey, for other sports too. So use my code POSTEDPOST if you do want to drop some coin, save yourself that 10%. If you're interested in submitting anything to the channel, down below in the description, there's a video link where I walk you all the way through how to submit something to the channel. Would love to see your work from the community. We had a contest that was running from the beginning of January to the end of March. It's April now. I will be doing the draw for that next Friday, so tune into that video. It'll be just like this video, Jersey Concepts, but at the beginning of that video, I will announce the winner, and the contest continues. So if you've submitted anything from January to the end of March, you're eligible for the draw that I'm going to be doing next Friday. And if you submit anything from April 1st to the end of June, I think it is, April, May, June, yeah. At the end of June, you'll be eligible for the next contest. So feel free to send in your work. We'd love to see it. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great start to your weekend, and we'll talk to you very soon. Adios.